Hey guys, I've been having issues with the Capresso Infinity Burr grinder. That has been grinding way too fine, even at the coarsest setting here. I've been having issues where the coffee from it is it's been quite fine and everything. So so doing like a 30 gram 500 milliliter pour over is taking almost 4.5 minutes. So I wanted to try to see if there's a way to make it grind coarse. So I ended up thinking I found a solution to it. So I just want to make a video showing you what I did. So if you want to do it, you can. Yeah. So let's get started. So first thing you want to do is you want to unplug the grinder. Then you need to take everything off. I have some coffee here for later to show you like the grind difference. But you take the hopper off by sliding the dot over to the white dot, inside the white dot, and just lifting up. That's what I do. So you just take the top of the hopper off, and the upper burr as well. And where I took the cup out. So yeah, so that's it. So we need to take this top cover off to get where we want to, and you can see coffee grinds in there. This is how you clean it but it's not going to affect us today. But we need to take the outer shell off. So what you do is you just turn it over, and there's 5 like plastic clips, and like here, and then the same mirrored on the other side. So all you do is put a screwdriver in there and kind of flex them off, and they pop off and then recatch. So you just use 2 hands, and one hand to kind of add pressure to the shell, trying to slide it down, and the other you just keep on working your way around until they all pop off. When you get them all off, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so I got all the clips loose, and I'm going to set it upright, and then this just slides off. There are 2 wires that go to the switch on the top, so be careful with those that you don't break them. I'm just going to slide them off. It looks like you can take the wires off and disconnect them if you really wanted to. I didn't, because I figured it might be difficult getting instead working with labeling wires and getting it all back together. I decided they gave me enough room just to do this like this, so I just left them all on and everything. Okay, so what we have here is we have this outer ring, this black ring here, and you can see where the lower burr, and then there's this threaded area, and how this works. And before you touch and adjust all this stuff, what you want to do is you get yourself this little fine tip Sharpie, and you want to make yourself a reference mark. You can see the black one I already made there with this edge of this ring and everything. And this is just for kind of housekeeping and keeping everything lined up when we go to put it all back together. Is when we play and adjust this ring, we want to have it back in this position. So when you put everything back together, the hopper fits right back fits through the case, the outer casing, and back into this ring and everything perfectly. So give yourself a little reference mark there before you change anything or modify anything. That way it really helps just getting it all back together. And yes. Pro tip: markers make it happen. Okay, so how the grinder works is it has this. So after you have your reference mark, it works is that the top burr sits right here into this gap, and it has this threaded ring, and as it twists, it threads the upper burr down onto the lower burr, and so it just kind of tightens it down and everything. But like so it just sits on a thread. So this is the default, how it comes set up, sit here. But just kind of sitting on that thread there. But so I was looking at it, and it's not the highest place it could go. Like, so the highest place, so it sits right here and it slides right under that thread. But the highest position on it would be like this position, is where it sits, the burr sits on top of that thread. That would be like the highest position, whatever. And then slide in, instead of this one here where it's already like a quarter turn back, like that next thread continues on over this way and everything. So it has like that whole thread length that's down. So that the idea was, well, what if I raise it and twist right here? Now we're a quarter thread higher. Would that give me the clearance I need for a coarse grind to be able to do longer pour overs and that one? So that was the idea, and so that's all cool once you have it there and everything. Now that the upper burr is higher and probably in the place you want, but now this ring, you can see from our reference marking here, is over a little bit. It's not lined up, so when we put the case on, it won't line up and everything won't go back together. So we need to move this ring back over this way a bit. And the way you do that is there's a little clip on this side, and you just pull it and to get it off. When I was moving mine off the first time to fix it, I actually broke it, so mine just pulls up right now. But it's okay, just go not easy way on it, you'll be fine. So you see, it's just a ring with a bunch of holes in it, and the black ring just has a bunch of little nubs that fit into those holes. So all we want to do is take it from where it was, lift it. To take it from where it was, we lift it and we just slide it so that this front edge lines up with our reference mark. So now our burr is where we want it to be at the highest level. You can see it's sitting. Focus. It's sitting right there on the top of that thread, and our black ring is right where it wants it to be, all lined up as well. So we should be in good shape right now. So let me put it all back together. So all you do now is remove the upper burr, is turn and slide the top back on, and when putting it on, you just kind of go gently and easy. It should all go back together. Sometimes the wires for the switch will clip under this, so you just kind of make sure they're back under there. And sometimes these right here can bind a bit. Just take it easy and push it down and make it click, and it'll all be okay and all. And if you wanted to, you could clean out. And we're extremely motivated. You could clean out all the coffee grinds as you went. I'll clean them out eventually, but yeah. So that's where it needs to be. So then putting it all back together, just kind of reverse. With the burr, one thing I found with the burr all the way up at the top, I had to push down a little bit and turn to get the grinder to go to its coarsest setting and everything. So it does push. It is quite high, and so you do have to push down a little bit, and it's a little bit stiffer to turn. I'm guessing that the burr is just pushing up against the hopper a little bit, so I don't think it's an issue. I think it's all okay. But yeah, if you see anything different, let me know, and yeah, it should be all good. So yeah, so everything back together, and should be good to roll. We just plug it back in. So this is a before and after of the grind and everything, and as you can see, it's noticeably coarser of a grind, and it actually works pretty well. I timed 30 at the coarsest setting. I did a 30-gram pour over, and it took it did a 30-gram pour over in about 2:30 and everything at the coarsest setting. But yeah, so you might give this a try if you want to try to get your Capresso Infinity to grind a little coarser. So hope this helps. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, so best of luck.